I think it'd be really, I think it's cool to be able to still travel in your own backyard and still be able to reap the benefits of that. Stop! You're so distracting.
Finish! You recording already?
Yep, you ready?
I mean, we didn't even, alright. Hey guys! Hey!
My name is Amina.
And I'm Sheikh.
Or Hasson, aka
Or Hasson, or Charles, whatever.
Yeah, he has a lot of names, but that's what we call him.
That'll be another video.
Yeah, that can be a whole other video. So, we're doing this video because we wanted to do a tag video, a husband and wife tag, because some people have
expressed some interest in that.
Because they feel like they need to know us better, blah, 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 because they're nosy, and I'm nosy too. Okay, how and where did we meet?
So is it I answer the questions?
Serious. That's like a serious question.
Okay, so
you're gonna start?
Yeah, I thought you were supposed to ask me those ones, and I'm supposed to. You want to do back and forth, or?
Let's do each question.
Okay, so I'll start. We met through one of her relatives. We were introduced. You were in New York, and I was in Atlanta.
No, I was in Jersey at the time.
Jersey, yeah. I think we had actually. It was the second time that someone had said something about you. Amina, she's really awesome. And so that's kind of how it started. We talked on the phone one time, and we really hit it off. I think it was like sparks and all that stuff, chemistry. Then how many months later was that we met in person? So
we started talking in November. We met in April.
Yeah, we met in April. Later, we actually met for the first time. It was a really awkward meeting. The first time we were at my sister's house, and her aunt came. Like, I was still jet lagged.
Just to also give you some background, because like you kind of just jumped into it, but I'm originally from New York, but I live in New Jersey, in South Jersey, right outside of Philly. Hasson is originally from Atlanta.
Sheikh, that's what they know us by here. Sheikh.
Hasson. So basically, he was living in Atlanta at the time, and he lived around the corner from my cousin. And my cousin was telling me about him, and she was telling him about me, vice versa, for some time. And so finally,
good looking out.
Finally, she encouraged, or she convinced me for us to kind of talk over the phone.
You had to be convinced?
I mean, I didn't know who you were. You were a complete stranger. I was like, okay, whatever,
okay.
I'll talk to.
Glad we're doing this. Continue.
So she convinced us to talk, and then we hit it off, and we kept talking, and then we met in person. I was actually supposed to go to Atlanta in March. I was supposed to go and visit my family, because my cousin's still there, and I have a few other cousins that are there. But it didn't work out. I got swindled.
Those that shall not be named.
Exactly, yeah. That didn't work out. But then he came up in April, and we met, and the rest is history. We were engaged or courting for about a year before we decided to get married.
That was the whole purpose of the courtship.
The whole purpose of the courtship, to gauge chemistry, to gauge compatibility, to gauge what our goals were, how we were.
Just to also make sure we had an understanding of what we wanted, or what we were looking for.
Right. I asked a lot of questions.
Yeah, I was interviewed. It was
an interview.
We would add, or every day, every time, whatever, when we talked, we would have to ask these important questions. So, and nothing was off the table. So it was everything. We needed to know we're both, I guess, fully aware of what we were getting into.
Yeah.
And who we were, as best as we could. Yeah. But you need to know those foundational things.
Right.
I think.
But yeah, we also talked to our family members. He spoke to my sisters and my aunts and cousins and uncles, and I spoke to his sisters and his mom, met his mom. Also, my person I was speaking on my behalf, who was my guardian or my wali or protector in this case, he spoke to his references, kind of speak on his behalf to vouch for his character. And so, sorry, I keep hitting the camera. But yeah.
Let's move on to the next question.
Yes. What was your first impression?
My first impression, first thing was that I thought you were really cool. I didn't expect you, because I cracked a joke and you laughed. It was cool. I was like, this is nice. And then, when topics got serious, when it was about things that were serious, you took it serious, and that was inspiring. And then I thought I was like, wow, she's I think you had just moved out on your own, making all these decisions and whatnot. And I was impressed with that.
My first impression with you, and I say this all the time, Hasson is very, very confident. He's very sure. He was very certain with what he wanted and how he wanted it to be. Actually, not how, like he's very flexible in terms of figuring it out and being able to pivot if he needs to, but always was very certain. To me, I don't know, I gravitated towards that because I felt like I was at the part of my life where it was very much in flux. I really respected that that was something that you really wanted, or this relationship was something that you really wanted at such a young age. So yeah, you were just like, I guess, super mature. All right, next question. How and where was our first date?
So you want to answer that?
So the next question is where was our first kiss and how was it?
We'll skip that one.
TMI.
Yeah, TMI.
Nobody, that's not for you.
All right.
When did you meet my family?
I knew your family before I knew you.
Yeah.
I mean, the first time I think I met your sisters was when you came over that one time.
Yeah, when I came over in April.
It was you and Rennie, yeah, and then another time.
And then you and then you came to my house.
Yeah.
And you met Marisa. You met my brother-in-law.
Yeah. So that was the first time I did that when I met her.
I have 2 older sisters.
She loves to go on tangents if that hasn't become obvious.
Next question. How did you know I was the one? I don't like these questions.
Did we screen these questions?
This is supposed to be fun. This doesn't sound fun. It sounds like we're giving out weird advice. So whatever, go ahead, answer the question. We can always do a retake.
I think we were talking. No, I had asked you a question that was like, most people kind of failed on that question. And the way you answered it, I was like, yo, she might be the one. How long have we been together, relationship and marriage?
We courted for a year and we've been married for 2.5 years.
2.5 years, yeah.
How do you resolve problems?
That's a loaded question. How do we generally try to approach problems?
Talk it out, man.
That's usually, that's usually it.
First year of marriage was kind of difficult because we both like to meet.
Well, we had our own like mechanisms that we fell back on. When I get really upset or just like frustrated, I get quiet. I kind of like pull away from the situation. When
I get really frustrated or upset, I pull back, I detach, I get quiet.
So we do the same thing, and obviously that didn't really work. I think early on there was this fear of hurting one another, because obviously we care about each other. So I didn't want to say anything to you that would be hurtful, and then you didn't want to do the same with me. So we'd have a problem, and it would just be like, then that builds up, and then eventually that tension, and
because especially if you're that close to your significant other, when something's up, when they're upset.
And so we would always have moments, and it was funny because we would solve it the same way. Like I would do the same thing to you, and then you would do the same thing to me. So like she would get really guarded or quiet. I'd just be like, hey, like
and
we're gonna work through this. We
never let it linger. We talked it out.
We didn't go to bed angry with each other.
Yeah.
But I don't think it was ever. You would kind of do the same thing with me though. Yeah. So like if you saw me like that, you'd be like, hey, what do you? Yeah. You come bother me. I'd be like, oh my god, leave me alone. But you'd be like, nah, that's not. You would just kind of.
You didn't say leave me alone. You just felt like he wasn't necessarily ready to talk about it, but it's just.
You're never ready.
Yeah, you're never really ready. I think he just wanted me, because he would be like, he'd be fine, like, oh, let's just watch this show or something. I'm just like, no, we need to figure it out. Yeah, that's basically how we resolved it. We never really had any big catastrophic issues in our relationship.
I think we resolved a bunch of those just in our courting process of making sure. We filtered through a bunch of
we just made sure we were just kind of compatible, and we were on the same page with a lot of things. So it's not really. Any issues that did arise, they were pretty minor.
And if we're gonna do one more, like which one of these do you want to do? Or places you want to travel?
Oh, let's do that one. That one's fun. I thought this was gonna be a fun tag, and it ended up being like a freaking Dr. Phil show.
Places you want to travel. Alright,
so
let's get
hyped.
into- actually
So
go-
top 5, where do you want to
go
go?
visit it. I want to go to Africa. Probably Senegal. I would like to go to the Maldives.
Oh yeah.
The Maldives.
Yeah.
Indonesia. You know, the other one, back to Africa again, maybe Zimbabwe.
Oh,
Get to practice my Spanish.
I'll tell you my top 5. We can edit all this stuff out too.
I know, we're going to.
But I want to go to national parks. So I want to do a road trip from Denver to California. Costa Rica, definitely top 1. Indonesia, Bali, Zanzibar.
Zanzibar, that's the one.
Zanzibar, Tanzania. I think it'd be really, I think it's cool to be able to still travel in your own backyard and still be able to reap the benefits of that. You should stop. You're so distracting.
Finish. Just get to
How much more do I have? I have 2 more.
Did you lose count?
Yeah, I lost count.
Road trip throughout the country. Costa Rica, Zanzibar.
I said Indonesia. Bali.
Indonesia, Ecuador.
Oh, another one?
I think.
Maybe Finland.
So those are your 5. Those are my 5.
Yeah. Let's do one more question. Oh, this is a good one. What's your heritage and where are you from?
I'm from Wakanda. That's it.
Wakanda! Wakanda forever! I'm Black African American. Shout out to all the African Americans out there. I am Killmonger. Hasson is from Wakanda.
I'm black and I'm black and I'm blackity black.
But his mom's family's from Bahamas.
No, my mother's side of the family is from the Bahamas.
And your dad is from where? Michigan.
Dad is from Michigan.
My parents are both from New York.
That concludes this segment.
I hope you guys enjoyed our
questions.
tag.
Those are our 10 questions.
This is gonna be a very
We're supposed to be doing an
video.
outro. This is supposed to be the outro.
Say bye.
Sorry guys, that was, those were 10 questions. Or those were 11 questions. That's husband and wife tag. Look forward to seeing you guys in the next one.
If you have any other questions for us, make sure you put it in the comments.
Like, comment, subscribe. We should have like a thing. If you liked it, if you enjoyed that, make sure you comment and subscribe.
Nobody does that, big.
People
that
do that.
appreciate that do that. I don't subscribe. I like real people.
That's alright. That's it.